नमस्ते, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटियाओ। माई सेल्फ डॉक्टर हीना मेवाड़ा, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर, ज्योति विद्यापीठ, वुमेन्स यूनिवर्सिटी, डिपार्टमेंट of प्रसूति and स्त्री रोग, faculty of Ayurvedic Science. In previous session, I was discussed about investigations which are done in infertility. So, with the continuation, in today's session, I am going to discuss about the treatment of infertility. The following instructions are given to the couple. Overweight or underweight of any partner should be adequately dealt with to obtain an optimum weight. BMI of 20 to 24 is optimum. Avoidance of alcohol and heavy smoking, avoidance of too frequent intercourse, counseling for social evaluation because the infertile couple remain psychologically disturbed right from the beginning, and more so as the investigation processes. Discuss about the psychology and coital problem and advice for intercourse during the time of LH surge. Using LH test kit, one can detect LH surge in urine by getting a deep blue color of dipstick. Now, first of all, I'm going to discuss about the treatment of female infertility. According to WHO, the ovulatory disorders are categorized into three groups. In first group, the ovulatory disorders occur due to the hypothalamic pituitary failure. In this condition, women are treated with human menopausal gonadotropic or gonadotropin releasing hormone. In group second, hypothalamo-pituitary dysfunction is occur. The women with PCOS are in this group and treated with clomiphene citrate. In group 3, ovulatory disorders are due to the ovarian failure and the women are treated with ovum donation. Now, ovulatory dysfunction occur due to the anovulation, luteal phase defect, and luteinized unruptured follicle. So, what are the treatment of anovulation or oligoovulation? Anovulation is common factor for female infertility, and the main aim of treatment is ovulation induction, which is done by general measures, drugs, and surgeries. The general measures are psychotherapy and weight loss, especially in PCOS cases where the HPO axis dysfunction is improved. The drugs are clomiphene citrate, which is given from day 2 to day 5 with initial dose of 15 mg for 5 days. Ovulation is accepted to occur about 5 to 7 days after therapy. Letrozole, which is given 2.5 mg from day 3 to day 7. Follicle stimulating hormone in the form of purified urinary FSH, highly purified urinary FSH, recombinant FSH, etc. Human chorionic gonadotropin, which is given 5,000 international unit, usually 7 days after the last day of clomiphene therapy for rupture of the ovum. Human menopausal gonadotropin, which is made by FSH 75 international unit and LH also 75 international unit, given for day from day 2 to day 5 and continued for 7 to 10 days. It is depend upon the response. And GnRH and GnRH analog are also used for ovulation induction. When anovulation is due to the androgen axis, then dexamethasone 0.5 mg daily for 10 days is given. Bromocriptine or cabergoline 0.25 to 0.5 mg once or twice weekly is given when the prolactin is raised. Metformin 500 mg thrice daily is given in hyperinsulinemia state of anovulation. When anovulation is due to the hypothyroidism, thyroxine should be given, and when anovulation is due to the diabetes mellitus, then anti-diabetic drugs should be given. Now, surgeries which are done in polycystic ovarian syndrome for ovulation, that is laparoscopic ovarian drilling or laser vaporization, vase resection, surgeries for pituitary prolactinomas, surgical removal of or virilizing or other functioning ovarian or adrenal tumor, and bariatric surgery. Natural progesterone as vaginal suppositories 100 mg thrice daily starting from the day of ovulation is effective for luteal phase defect. It should be continued until menses begin. If menses fails to appear after 14 days, pregnancy test is to be done. If the test is positive, then it should be continued up to 10 weeks of pregnancy. In the resistant cases from progesterone, clomiphene citrate is given. When the clomiphene citrate and progesterone both are resistant, then go for IVF, in vitro fertilization. In luteinized unruptured follicle, ovulation induction drug should be used, followed by ovulatory SCG 5,000 to 10,000 international unit. The tubal factors are corrected only by the surgery. The surgeries are salpingio-ovariolysis in peritubal adhesions, cannulation and balloon tuboplasty in proximal tubal block, fimbrioplasty and neosalpingiostomy in distal tubal block, and reversal of tubal ligation in mid-tubal block. Now the treatment for cervical and immunological factor. Cervical mucus quality can be improved by conjugate estrogen 1.25 mg daily starting on day 8 for 5 days. Doxycycline 100 mg twice daily for 14 days is to be given to both partners in cases of Clostridium trichomatis or Mycoplasma hominis infection. Dexamethasone 0.5 mg at bedtime in the follicular phase may be given in presence of anti-sperm antibody in cervical mucus. In resistant cases, IUI, intrauterine insemination, and IVF, in vitro fertilization, should be done. Now, treatment for the uterovaginal factors. Enlargement of vaginal introitus, that is also called Fanton's operation, and removal of vaginal septum should be done in cases of narrow introitus and transverse and longitudinal vaginal septum. Myomectomy and metroplasty should be done in fibroid, especially in submucous fibroid. Adhesiolysis should be done in uterine synecdoche, followed by the insertion of intrauterine contraceptive device. Polypectomy should be done in endometrial polyp. The 40% patient of unexplained infertility become pregnant within 3 years without having any specific treatment. The recommended treatment for unexplained infertility are induction of ovulation, IUI, superovulation combined with IUI and assisted reproductive technology. Now, what are the treatment of male infertility? The general care is improvement of general health, reduction of weight, avoidance of alcohol and smoking, and avoid drugs that interfere spermatogenesis like antihypertensive, antidepressant, and anticonvulsant or anti cytotoxic drugs. In hypogonadotropic hypogonadism, SCG 5000 international unit IM once or twice a week is given to stimulate endogenous testosterone production. Human menopausal gonadotropin or pure follicle stimulating hormone is added to SCG when there is no sperm ejaculate with SCG alone. Dopamine agonist like cabergoline is given in hyperprolactinemia to restore normal prolactin and testosterone level. This improves libido, potency, and fertility. Pulsatile GnRH therapy is given in infertile male with GnRH deficiency, means Kallman's syndrome. In hypergonadotropic hypogonadism state, insemination is done with the donor sperm or adoption should be done when no sperm is available. In vitro fertilization with ISSI, ICSI may be done in case with severe oligospermia. Clomiphene citrate 25 mg orally daily for 3 months is given. It increases serum level of FSH, LH, and testosterone. In the cases where presence of anti-sperm antibody, the treatment is intrauterine insemination. In leukocytospermia, doxycycline or erythromycin is given for a period of 4 to 6 weeks depending on the response. In retrograde ejaculation, phenylephrine adrenergic agonist is used to improve the tone of internal urethral sphincter. In teratospermia and asthenospermia, specific causes are unknown, no treatment is available, donor insemination is the option. In genetic abnormality, artificial insemination with the donor sperms is the option as no other treatment is available. In the cases of impotency, psychosexual treatment is given, and for erectile dysfunction, sildenafil 25 to 100 mg or tadalafil 10 to 20 mg should be given. In unresponsive cases of erectile dysfunction, artificial insemination is the choice. The surgeries which are done in male infertility is vasovasectomy or epididymectomy, which is done in obstruction cases, surgeries for varicocele and orchidopexy. So, thank you so much. This session is powered by digital version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. If you have any queries related to this session, please write in comment box so I will resolve it.